decide on the fields. Where you're creating a report, you have to define what all fields you want to see in the report. Put the filter of the data. Okay, you want to see all the data in the report, or you want a filtered data like a report for last month, or a report for last quarter, or a report for 2014. So that is the filter, right? So if I say a report for 2014, you should only get the data which has been created in 2014, that sort of thing. Okay, so filter what all fields. Third is the format of the report. So there are quite a few formats which are allowed on Salesforce reporting. First one is a tabular report. Tabular report is the normal table type of report. Next is a summary report. Then there is a matrix, and then there is a joint format report. Okay, so these are four formats which are allowed in Salesforce. Okay, tabular, the simple tabular format report. Summary is a grouped report where you group on the basis of something, and you summarize the values based on that. Like, for example, you want to group your report by countries. Sales report, which country, how much sales you did, right? How much sales you did for a particular country, right? So that's summary. Matrix is grouping it on two axes. Let's say I want to understand which country, which product, how much sale did I do. Okay, so that's matrix. Summary is only on one axis. Let's say sales revenue breakup by country, that is summary. Sales revenue breakup by country, by product. Okay, for which country, which product, how much revenue. That is where you can use matrix. And joint report is combining multiple reports. So these are the formats. We will see these things also. Okay, so once you are done with this, you are fine. Your report is going to be okay. Okay, so this is how simple my report is. I just have to decide on what all fields I need on the report, which all filters I need to put on the report, and which format I want the report to be in. That's it. Okay, so what needs to be done? Give me a minute, let me just log in. We'll just go to setup and we will start creating the report. Okay, so for creating a report, you just need to go to the reports tab. You guys can see my screen. You need to go to the reports tab, then click on a new report, and from there just go ahead and click select a report type. Okay, what is this report type? Report type is which objects do you want to use for creating the report. Alright, so let me create a report for accounts. I could have created it for contacts and accounts as well. Right now I want to create it for accounts. Just click on accounts and then go and click on create. That's it. So here we are ready creating a report. Okay, now this is the list of fields, all the fields from account object. Whatever fields you need on the report, you just have to drag those fields and bring them here. Alright, by default there are a few fields which are present here. You can remove these ones or you can add more fields here. Whatever you want you can do. Okay, if you want to remove all these columns, you can just say remove all columns. Okay, Now it's a blank screen, right? Now whatever fields you need, you just drag and bring them there. Account name you need, okay. Annual revenue I need, alright. Type I need, industry is needed, phone, number of employees, phone, and fax. So whatever fields are required, you just select those fields. Put the filter, okay, whatever filter you want to put, okay. So when I talk about filter, this is the area where you will put the filters. Putting filters, there is one filter, date field filter, which is by default there, okay. By default, there is a date field filter which is there, okay. Other filters you can put on your own, and this date field filter talks about created date or any other date field. So you can put it. If you don't want to put any filter, then you should just go to this range and make it all time. So if you make it all time, it includes all the records, right? Okay. And if you want to define a range, as I was talking to you earlier, that do you want the report of all the records of 2014, or you just want the report of last 2 months or 6 months, whatever date range can be defined. Apart from that, any other filter, you just go to filters, add filter. And put the filter. Let's say I just want all the reports from a particular industry, where the industry equals energy. And click on OK. So only the records where the industry equals energy, those are appearing here. Clear so far? Questions on this? Easy to understand, right? So there's nothing that we have to do which is very complex in report. Just that, go to the report tab, click on new report, select the report type. Report type is nothing but just selecting which object you want to create the report for. You want to create it for account or opportunity or whatever object. Then you come here, define 3F that I have told you. Remember these 3F: fields, filters, format. That's it. Nothing more than this. The report will be done. Okay. So if this part is done, let me remove this filter because we have very less data. Let me remove this filter. Okay. Now format. Now comes the format of the report. So fields we have seen, filter we have seen, format of the report. Now what do you do with the format? I told you there are 4 formats which are allowed in Salesforce, right? First one is tabular. So this is a tabular format. By default, Salesforce creates a tabular format report, which is there. The next one is a summary format. Now what is the summary format? Summary format allows you to group the data using some field. Okay, like if I ask you that I don't want to see all these records, I just want to understand which industry, what is the total number of employees by industry. Got that? Then what you have to do, you have to group the records based on industry. So in that situation, what you will do is, you will make it a summary format. The moment you change the format to summary format, you will see that there is one small section which appears here, which is the drop field area. It says drop a field here to create a grouping. So which field you want to use for doing the grouping? Industry. In this case, we want to use industry for the grouping. So drag this industry field and drop it here. Grouping done. Now, which field do you want to summarize? Employees I want to summarize, right? I want to see how many employees per industry. So go to employees, click on this and say summarize this field. Make a sum of this field based on the grouping from here. Alright. So now you can see every industry, how many records, what is the total number of employees. construction industry or consulting industry, 1 record, total number of employees 120. Energy industry, 3 records, total number of employees 172k. Right? So that is about our summary format report. Okay. Now other thing, in case you don't want to see the detailed records, if you just want to see the summary, you don't want to see the details. Details means these records. If you don't want to see the records, you just want to see the summary, then go to show and remove details. Removing details will just leave the summary to you, which industry, how many employees. Details will not be shown. Other option is go to show and remove the drop zone. Then that drop zone will also be removed. Alright. So we have our tabular and summary report. We have already seen how it works. Okay. Now the other type of report that we have is metrics. Okay. Summary thing we have get clear. If you have any question on summary, I think it's simple, right? So grouping using one field and then summarizing the value of another field. That part is done. Now the next thing that we are going to do is change the format into a matrix format. How do you change format into matrix format? Go to the format, make it matrix. The moment you make it matrix, what you will see is that one is your vertical grouping. In addition to that, there is another drop zone which has appeared where you can do the horizontal grouping as well. Okay, so let me try to do that using type. So I drag and put it here. Okay, because it was earlier summary report, so this grouping was already there. By industry it was already done. Now I have broken it by type also, horizontally. Now what you will get, which industry, which type, what is the total number of employees. As simple as that. Just go to show, remove the count and also remove the details. Here is the matrix report. In summary format, you just had this column, the first one, and you had the last column. In matrix, you have the first column and then there are multiple columns based on the other field that you have dropped here for horizontal grouping. Got it? So these are the three formats of the report. Clear? Tell me if you have any questions. Simple. Okay, now the fourth one is the joint format. So these are three simple formats, the tabular, summary and matrix. The fourth is the joint format. Joint format, as the name suggests, it can be created using multiple reports. Okay, so if you have 2-3 reports and you just want to connect them, then you can create a joint format of the report. Alright, the joint format of the report is where you can joint format of the report is where you can just add more report types. Alright, so adding report type means what? It means I have already one report, I need another report, like this is an accounts report, right? Along with this account report, if I want to add contact report as well. So contact fields are not here, right? For that I have to create a joint report. Okay. So before I go into that, let me make it a summary report. Let's simplify this. Okay. So this is our normal summary report, right? This is a general summary report. Along with this, you want to add more reports. Then what you have to do, you have to convert it into a joint report. Okay. The moment you make it a joint report, it allows you to add more report types to this. See, it becomes block 1. Okay. And you have option of adding more blocks here. So you can just go to add report type and add another report type. Let's say I want another report type, contacts and accounts, to be added. Right next to the accounts report, which is block 1, there is a block 2 which gets created, which is a contacts report, right? Add another report type here. Make it opportunities. Okay. So block 3 got added. I want to add one more report for cases, customer service. That block will also get added. Block 4. This way, in a joint report, we can have up to 5 blocks. So the total number of blocks that we can have in a joint report is 5. Alright. Now, because these are 4 different blocks of reports, they should have their own filters as well. So if you move it a little down, you will see earlier I just had one filter option. Now for every block, for block 1 you have filter, for block 2 you have filter, for block 3 you have filter, right? Let me make it all time for everything so that all the data is being displayed. Got this? How a joint report is being formed? Clear on it? So in this joint report, what we have done? We have not just done the summary of the accounts. We have also done the summary of contacts, opportunities, cases by industry. So which industry, how many employees we have, how many contacts we have, how many opportunities do we have, and how many cases do we have. Along with opportunity, if you want the opportunity amount also to be considered, just bring it from here. See, sum of opportunity amount. Okay. So which opportunity, how many, which industry, how many opportunities we have, and what is the total worth of that industry in terms of the amount that is due or that they are expecting to receive. This is how it is. Got it? Simple stuff. Creating report, there is no such difficulty understanding the reports. Alright. Now once you have created the report, you have put the field, filter, format, whatever. Now what is the next thing that you do with the report? What do you do with report? Or what can you do with the report? So there are a few options which are available. First option is you can save it as template. You can save the report as a template. Second is, so you can save the report as a template. Second thing what you can do is export the report. Export to Excel or CSV format. Third is print. Fourth is schedule. Okay. Scheduling of report. The schedule option means what? You can schedule, you can set up a schedule for the report, and you can define a receiver, a recipient of the report. Now what will happen? This recipient will receive this report generated on the defined frequency and sent to his email ID. Let's say if you want to receive a report every Monday, you just have to schedule the report for every Monday. It should be run and it should be sent to your email ID. That's it. So that is what can be done with these reports. All right. So let's have a quick look at how do we do these things. Before that, let me just make it a simple summary report. Okay. Now once this part is there done, you just have to go and click on run report. Okay. The moment you click on run report, it will show you so many options: export, printable view, save as, customize, show details, and under run report there is another option called schedule future runs. So these are the options which are available to you. If you click on export details, it will allow you to export it into Excel format or CSV format. You can export the data. All right. Then the other option is printable view. It will allow you to print the report. Save as option is there. You can just click on this to save the report. Just give it a name. Let's say report 1, and then just define which folder you want to save it into. Do you want to save it in a personal folder or in the public folder? All right. Public folder and personal folder, the difference is personal folder reports will only be visible to you. Public folder reports will be visible to everyone. The same public-private concept that we discussed earlier for OWT. Now the same concept is applicable here also. So sometimes you create a report and you just want that report to be used by you. So in that case, you put it in public personal folder. If you want everyone to be able to see that report and work on it, then put it in a public folder. Fine. Now the most important thing, scheduling of the report. So to schedule the report, you just have to go to run report, click on schedule future runs. Okay. Now to schedule the report, first thing that you have to do is you have to save the report. So let me just save it. If you don't save it, how will it send it based on the defined frequency, right? So just save the report. Okay. And from here you just define the running user. It can be you. And then who should receive the report? Email report to me or to me and others. Okay. So if you have more users, then you will have that option. Now I do not have more users, so it is the only option that I have is to me. Okay. What should be the frequency? Do you want to receive it weekly or monthly or daily? Just define that frequency. Let it be weekly. Okay. I want it on Wednesday, and I will put a start date as 17th. End date, because it is automatically going to be sent, so you have to define the start date and end date. So it should automatically end on the end date. After that it should not be sent. That's it. Clear on it? Simple stuff. Any difficulties understanding this? So first thing which we have understood is how do we create a report. So to create a report, go to setup and then just select the report type, setup reports tab, new report, then select the report type, start creating the report. Second is bring in the filters and fields that you need on the report. Okay. Now while creating, after bringing in the filters and the fields, you have to decide on the format of the report, which format you want the report to be in: tabular, summary, matrix, join. And the last thing is that you have to see what do you want to do with that report once that report has been created, or do you want to schedule it, do you want to export it? So once you have designed that report, or do you just want to save it as a template, so that you can use it later. Okay. Sometimes what we do is we try to create some templates of the reports, and then the end user can use it at a later point of time based on the requirement, right? So that's about the reports thing. Please tell me if you have any questions on this, any difficulties understanding this. Anyone? No? We are all good? Okay. No, that's fine. So if we understand the reports, in the next thing that we will get into is the business logic part. In the business logic section, we are going to discuss about the different ways of automating things. Remember last section when we were talking about the email template thing, designing the email template, we talked about automatically sending certain emails, right? So that will come under the business logic. So business logic includes things like sending automated emails and validating the data and all that stuff. So that is what we will discuss in our next session. That will be on the business logic part. Let me know if you have any questions on reports. Anyone? No? Alright. So then we'll just keep it here. We'll start the business logic thing fresh in the next session. And yeah, I think Shilpa, you had a question the other day. You were asking some question, and at that time I had to end the session. So you want to ask that question today? Got cleared? Okay, very good. So that's fine. All right then. So let's just work on this.
Actually, recorded sessions.
Sorry.
Recorded sessions, actually.
Yeah, recorded session. I'm gonna upload it during this weekend itself. The
Okay.
reason is that
Not everything, but which is the important part, right? Like
no,
the.
I'm gonna actually share most of these sessions because I record everything. The only challenge
Okay.
with the recorded sessions is sometimes the formatting that GoToMeeting does uh, is not permitted. I mean, you cannot view those things, right? So it saves it in its own format and all. So the converting of that takes a bit of time. So during this weekend, I'm gonna do that, and I will share it. Fine. So for recordings, if you guys remind me on the Fridays, I will do it on Saturdays. So every week, if you just give me a reminder on a Friday, I will do it on Saturday and share it with you guys. Fine. So last 2-3 days I was not able to do that. So fine. So recording I
So
will
yeah.
share, and next session we are going to talk about business logics. So take out time, go through these things. And Shilpa, we did not have a session yesterday. We had a session day before yesterday, but yesterday we did not have a session. And I'm going to share the recording so you can just quickly go through those things if you have missed on anything. And then if you have any questions or doubts, please ask me. All right then. Thank you all. Have a nice weekend. Enjoy. Thank you.